Hi there, this is Book of Mormon Reader with a special call for some video responses. I was just reading my very favorite passage of Scripture today, the whole King Benjamin address, and it occurred to me that I am really not inviting you to share your very favorite scriptures and your favorite verses and what they have meant to you. And one of the scriptures I read today, it was all I could do to keep from grinning and laughing. I know, this is not easy to just read and not, be silly or whatever. So pardon my bloopers that I'm going to share with you that I experienced today. But, sometimes reading so much, I got to break it up a little bit. There's a lot I haven't shared, but I try to hold it together because I know the scriptures are sacred and I don't want to be distasteful or blasphemous. That's certainly not my intent. But hear my heart when I'm saying I'm just I'm just a person. I'm just trying to get through the scriptures, and I have this schedule that I'm trying to keep with, which I just did a little search online to find this, and I finally caught up today to where I wanted to be so that I can end before the end of the year. I have a 10-day grace period before the end of the year. So if you're keeping up with me, you can kind of tell how many I record in the day. But today we're having a birthday party for my mom, and I wanted to get done what I'm doing today. There is one little scripture that I wanted to share with you, and this is kind of what I wanted to do as an example for what I would like for you to submit. I gotta have you submit it through video so that we can see what you're doing. You can be mindful of the things behind you. I created this little backdrop when I started doing the olive tree allegory, but it would be kind of cool to see you prepare maybe your own chapter reading if that's what you'd like to do, and I'll have you be a guest reader on Book of Mormon Reader. That would be awesome. Wouldn't that be fun to have different languages share their scriptures from all around the world? I have in my possession probably 9 different copies of the Book of Mormon in different languages, and it's printed, I think, in over 145 languages, I believe. But I wanted to share one specific scripture, and the reason I wanted to share it was because when we were little kids, I was born under the covenant in the church. My parents had already been sealed in the temple, and so I was born into the church. I was blessed as a baby, and so I grew up in the church singing all the little church songs, and I think gained my own testimony at about probably age 17 when I was getting ready to decide. I'm so grateful that I also, like Nephi, was born of goodly parents who taught me the ways of the Lord. And here I am. I'm not 17 anymore, and I've chosen my own way that I may stay, as some stay and some leave, but I have chosen to stay. My heart is the Lord's, and I just have received too many witnesses in my days that I'm his, pretty much. But one of the things that my mom used to do when we were icky to our siblings, there are 6 children in my family. I'm number 3, and we fought like other siblings do, and if we would say ugly things to each other, we had this scripture written down in the back of the house by the washing machine, and we would have to go recite it. And it was Mosiah 4:14, and I have it memorized, I'm sorry to say, because I said it a fair number of times in my day. And it goes like this: "And you will not suffer your children that they go hungry or naked, neither will you suffer that they fight and quarrel one with another, and transgress the laws of heaven, and serve the devil, who is the master of sin, he being an enemy to all righteousness." Now, maybe I missed a word or two in there, but after so many years, I still have that emblazoned upon my memory. And now, as a mother myself, I have greater appreciation for that scripture, and also for my parents for, allowing us that opportunity, that even when we were hateful towards each other, that, instead of some stupid punishment like, whatever, that's what they did, is they chose to use the word of the Lord to correct us. And so that's kind of what I would like to invite you to share, is perhaps a little story about a favorite scripture or a very memorable scripture that you have. I would really, really love it to have this be an interactive thing, and because of the power of the media, we can do that. So I'm opening up this invitation, and sort of breaking my silence, I suppose. It is with great refrain that I don't include my own commentary. I do believe that the scriptures are a living, breathing thing, and that each of us listening is entitled to personal revelation as to what that particular scripture verse may mean to them. And I was thinking maybe going into the more info section and adding some of my own insights, but I really would probably take a whole lot longer, and I am on a mission to finish this before the end of the year. So thank you again for your support. It really means a lot to me, and I'm just grateful that I have the tools that I can to share this experience with as many people like King Benjamin who are at the sound of my voice. I mean, isn't this awesome that I didn't have to erect a huge building and cause that every word should be written down and then dispersed? I mean, you think about like what is going on with politicians as they try to give out all their message so that as many people can hear their voice. Here we are, 21st century, centuries and centuries later, millennia later, and we're still giving the same message. We just have a different kind of a mouthpiece. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So again, thank you. I'm Book of Mormon Reader, and I do invite you to participate on this very special channel. Thank you.